get your video, get your picture, but you have it up there for the whole goddamn show. Are you not aware of the people behind you? Like, are you not thinking? Every time I take my phone out at a show, that's all I think of. I'm like, let me be real fucking efficient with it. Let me get this photo, get this video, and then I'm going to put my thing down so that I'm not being a annoying ass bitch to the people behind me. It irks me, the lack of social awareness that people have in public spaces. It actually is a major pet peeve of mine.
Dude, where are you? Pick up your phone. I'm going to a summer party tonight, and you're obviously invited, so call me back. Okay, I love you. Bye.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to Emotionally Online, the weekly slumber party for spilling guts and sharing secrets, hosted by yours truly, the one and only Maddie Drossbeck, inventor of sleepovers, keeper of goddamn secrets, okay? And no, I cannot see out of this side of my sunglasses. But it's all about the vibes. It's all about the energy you bring to the function. And today I am really coming off a high because last night I saw Lady Gaga at Madison Square fucking Garden, and it was an experience I won't soon forget. Oh my God. I know I'm a broken record. I know that I've said this 100 times over the last 15 years of my life. And to be honest with you, I'm planning on saying it for the next 15 years, for the next 30 years. I'm ready to continue saying this very phrase until I'm in the goddamn grave, but nobody on planet Earth does it the way that Lady Gaga does it. There is no living performer that does what she does. I love Lady Gaga. Hey, guys, can I just say, crazy, but I love Lady Gaga. I understand this is not groundbreaking coming from me, someone who's loved Lady Gaga since 2008, has 3 Lady Gaga tattoos, famously one that I got for free inside of a Chinese restaurant. That's a different conversation for another time. We all have regrets. Listen, I'm not a perfect person. I've seen Lady Gaga live many times over the last 15 years, but every single time I am continuously reminded of why the fuck I love her so much and how lucky I am to be alive at the same time as she is. She is undoubtedly the best living performer that we have today. Not taking any rebuttals on that regard. And you know, I would also argue that she is the best living performer of all time. And I'm also not taking rebuttals on that one. I actually don't give a fuck. Like, some of us have taste and some of us don't. I can't help you if you don't. So take your rebuttals elsewhere. I don't want to hear it. I will disagree with everything you say. I don't give a fuck, okay? Coming off a high, leaving this Madison Square Garden show. And I have so many thoughts and feelings about it. Number one, this is a nice reframe that I'm doing. I love that more and more people are ready, willing, able, and excited to go and appreciate the musical stylings of Miss Lady Gaga, Miss Stephanie Joanne Angelita Germanotta, if you will. I am so excited that so many people at some point in time, I think it was around when she did the Sound of Music tribute, around the time of A Star Is Born, with the Tony Bennett collaborations, Million Reasons, Now Die With a Smile. People love to acknowledge and love to chit chat about what a fucking vocalist Lady Gaga is. And dude, I could not agree more, okay? Lady Gaga has some goddamn pipes. She is an incredible singer. She is an incredible live singer. And she is a wonderful person to go see. She is well worth the money you pay for a ticket to her show. Not only for the vocals, but for the performance that she puts on. I love that there are so many people that want to go see her. And that has always been true, but it has felt especially true now. Listen, I love that so many people want to go see her. Little monsters and normies alike, okay? All about that. And also, I'm about to kick some of you bitches in the head. We'll get to that. There is nothing like hearing a Lady Gaga live vocal performance. She's just incredible. And it's only heightened by the fact that she's giving you such perfect vocals while she's doing the hardest choreography you've literally ever seen in your entire goddamn life. And she doesn't falter for even a second. Her voice doesn't crack. She's not out of breath. She is literally the greatest athlete of all time. She is literally, I don't care who the fuck you root for. Tom Brady, who the hell is that? Lady Gaga, the best living athlete of our time. I'll say it. Fuck, sue me. I'll fucking say it. The endurance that woman has is unbelievable. Also, I am in awe not only of Lady Gaga's capacity in that regard, but all of her dancers. These are the most talented people on earth. I understand I keep saying like everything I'm saying is to the umpteenth degree, but that is how I feel. I'm not exaggerating. Her dancers are so talented. And I think what I loved a lot about this tour specifically is how much the choreo and the involvement with the dancers really felt like a moving community, one unified moving body of artists rather than Lady Gaga and her dancers. They really felt quite unified in the way they choreographed and designed the show. I think Gaga does an incredible job of giving her dancers their flowers. I love that they do a final bow all together. I love that they ran credits in between when you're waiting for the encore. You actually see everyone's names on the screen on stage. I think that's sweet. I like that. I like that there are real moments that make all the other elements of the show, all the other people that make this show happen, give them their moments as well. And it's not like Lady Gaga and us, Lady Gaga and the House of Gaga. It's like we are all a part of the House of Gaga. Obviously, everyone's here to see Gaga, but it's not like, I don't know, when you're watching it, it doesn't feel so separated. It really feels like one cohesive moving body, which I love. I think that is fucking incredible. And comparing this tour to the other Gaga tours that I've seen, which is all of them except for Born This Way, because my show got canceled because of Gaga's injury, which means I'll never get to see my favorite song live, and that's okay. That's neither here nor there. Maybe someday I will hear Marry the Night live, but until then I won't. And to any of you that were at the MSG show a couple days before mine, in which she did Marry the Night on piano as a surprise song, you can go fuck yourself. And I will be haunting Miss Lady Gaga because of that, because of the crimes that she's doing to me. Okay? This tour, in comparison to her other recent tours, I think is one of the stronger ones. And maybe that's in part because it's in Madison Square Garden, which is a much smaller venue than the last two. Chromatica was in fucking Jersey, MetLife, and then Joanne was at Citi Field in Queens. So these are like sports stadiums that she was playing at. Her doing MSG is honestly crazy for the, you know, how massive she is, the caliber of her superstardom, if you will. So getting to see her back in a, you know, smaller-ish venue, Madison Square Garden isn't small, but, you know, smaller than the big football and baseball stadiums. It is a different experience getting to observe her in that way. And yeah, I would definitely say this is my favorite tour of hers since Art Rave, which is the last tour that was not in one of those big sports stadiums. So take it or leave it. That's my opinion. But I had a damn good time witnessing both the artist and athlete of our generation just do fucking laps around you other bitches. And I just can't say that enough. Now, back to what I loosely mentioned before. I've got beef with two groups of people after last night. The first group of people I've had beef with several times in the past, but I can't let it go. I can't shut up about it because there were two people next to me during the show. I was in the pit. You'd think that the people that are willing to spend the amount of money that it takes to be in the pit are going to be like hardcore fans, right? Or at least that's what you hope. And let me say, Lady Gaga tickets are not cheap. I got my tickets in the pre-sale. So I got them for face value and I paid $750 per ticket. It's crazy. It was fucking asinine. I justify that because I don't love anybody the way that I love Lady Gaga, and I don't go to concerts. Lady Gaga is the only artist that I will shell out money for to see, period, pretty much, other than like the occasional Charlie XCX, the occasional Wombats. But like, I'm not riding for anyone the way that I'm riding for Gaga. So you know what? When she comes, I will shell out those big dollars and get myself a nice seat on the floor so that I can be with my people. You think that if you're going to spend that much money on a ticket, you are like roaring and ready to be at a Gaga show. And the thing is when you go to a Gaga show, a lot of people dress up. They dress up as Gaga in outfits inspired by Gaga, or just like outfits inspired by the current era, the mayhem of it all. I felt like this tour, at least the night that I went to, and I heard this from some of my other friends who went to earlier nights, there were way less people dressed up and way more normcore ass people in that crowd, which again, that's fine. Loving that so many of us are enjoying the vocal stylings of Miss Lady Gaga. What I'm not loving is the people that are on their goddamn phones recording for the entirety of the show. And I understand this is a take of mine that brings me like, you know, so close to that like boomer take of everyone. You're always on your fucking phones. Put that thing down and experience the world. I get it. This is the take of mine that brings me like, you know, the line between that and me right now is razor fucking thin. I get it. And also, I feel uniquely equipped to deliver this piece of criticism as someone that is on my phone 24/7 and does videos for a living. Okay? I feel uniquely equipped to criticize people for being on their phones too much and for recording too much as someone who is on my phone too much and records too fucking much. Okay? I feel uniquely equipped to say, I know where the line is. Because it's my job to know where the line is. All right? The two people next to me during the show, when I tell you, they did not put their phones down for even one single solitary second. I don't think that they looked at Lady Gaga with their own two eyes the entire show. I think they were looking at their screen, looking at her through their phone the entire time. That's crazy. Hey, that's fucking crazy. My philosophy on like phones, pictures, videos at concerts is and always has been that you got to get in there, get what you need to get, and get the fuck out. There is no reason why you need to record the entire fucking tour. I don't even really believe there's a reason you need to record the entire fucking song. When I'm recording videos and like little clips for myself to look back on later on, I'm literally pulling my phone out for between 10 and 30 seconds maximum, taking a little clip and putting it away. Getting my little photo and putting it away because I want to experience the show and I want to have a little memory. I'm not anti-phone at concerts. Take the picture, take the video, and then put it away. Some of you guys just don't know boundaries with your phone. You don't know where the line is, where it becomes a nice way to save a memory and when it becomes taking yourself out of the moment. You need to learn how to do both. A phone can be an incredible tool. We don't have to go all the way over to fucking, you know, Grandpa Frederick over here that is so fucking mad that you're living your life through a screen instead of in the moment. He's a dumbass. He doesn't know what he's talking about either. You can use these things, use these tools, this phone that you have in your hand to capture a memory and keep it with you for a lifetime. I understand the power of that. I've had my whole life documented. I fucking get it. It's awesome to be able to look back on these moments that you had, share them with future relatives, kids, friends, whoever it is. Like to look back on your life is a powerful thing. And also, you are never going to watch an hour and a half worth of footage from this Lady Gaga show. And you are missing out actively on memories of being on the fucking floor at the end of the catwalk during the Mayhem Ball and seeing Lady Gaga that up close. This monumental fucking superstar. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Hey, sorry, don't understand. I'm there to enjoy her performance, to see her show, to, you know, and ooh at the fact that literally my favorite person in the world is mere feet in front of me. I'm not there to look at the whole show through my screen or through the screens of the people in front of me. That's why they were pissing me off, because we were to the right of the catwalk and they were to the left of me. So when I was looking at the stage, I see their dumbass fucking phones in every goddamn clip. And I'm 5'3". I am short, okay? So already when I'm going to a concert, I'm accepting that I'm going to have to be peering through on my fucking tiptoes of every goddamn person. I get it. This is the price I have to pay as a short person, okay? Pity me. But it pisses me off even more when I have not only the people's bodies to peer through, which is like fine. this is the cards I've been dealt in life. But then you make it a little bit harder by putting your hands and this dumbass phone above your head, which again, I wouldn't care if it was for a couple of seconds. Get your video, get your picture, but you have it up there for the whole goddamn show. Are you not aware of the people behind you? Like, are you not thinking? Every time I take my phone out at a show, that's all I think of. I'm like, let me be real fucking efficient with it. Let me get this photo, get this video, and then I'm going to put my thing down so that I'm not being a annoying ass bitch to the people behind me. It irks me, the lack of social awareness that people have in public spaces. It actually is a major pet peeve of mine. And you know, you're going to have people that are like, well, I paid this much money for a ticket, so if I want to record the whole thing, I fucking can. And to that, I say, you are fucking annoying. You are fucking annoying. Like, okay. All right, then. I hope you enjoy those shitty iPhone videos that you took, because by the way, I was looking at the quality of their videography, the quality of their photography, and it was doo-doo butt cheeks in that pit. All right, doo-doo butt cheeks. Somehow though, what was more offensive to me was that in between the songs and like the act changes, the tour has like 5 acts, and in between the acts there's like a 1 to 3 minute like musical intermission where there's dancers and Gaga's doing her change in the background, and it's quick. It's not like it takes a million goddamn hours. And please remember, there's other things going on stage. The band is playing. The dancers are there. There's visuals going on. Like, there are other artists performing for us in these intermissions. It's not like the fucking screen goes black and the curtain goes down and everyone's like, well, I guess we'll just wait here in silence. Like, the show is still going on in between the act changes when Gaga's not directly on the catwalk. But literally the second she left the catwalk, they would open up their phones and start editing their shit on Lightroom. And I wanted to start swinging helicopter style. I wanted to start just being with my arms in a circle. I can't with that. Hey, what the fuck? This is the second time that I've witnessed that this year. The first time was at the fucking movie for when we saw the 28 Days Later in theaters for the influencer screening, and there was a Q&A before, and I talked about this on the show, where there was an influencer sitting in front of me who had taken photos, and while the movie's going is sitting there fucking editing them. Are you dead the fuck ass? Like, when I tell you, no one gives a shit. Your followers don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. No one gives a shit. Like, what? This is where these people also kind of lose their own plot line, where they're like, I paid money for the ticket. I can do whatever I want with it. Like, I want to save these memories for myself forever. And you're also editing them during the show. Like, that's not for you. That you're now curating it for an audience, which again, I'm not going to shame you for. So the fuck do I, but I do that when I get home at night. I do that the next morning when I'm like ready to relive my memories of the night before. I'm not doing it at the show because, hey, that's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. And it's not only just when Lady Gaga wasn't on stage, it was when she wasn't on the catwalk. So when she walked from the catwalk back to the main stage, they're like, guess it's time to Lightroom. Guess it's time to Lightroom it up. I'm like, I hate you. I hate you. What the fuck? This is why sometimes I'm like, guys, should we bring back bullying? Because what the hell? What is, am I crazy? Is this a bad take, or are these people cuckoo bananas? I can't. And my last and final criticism, and this goes back to the normies of it all, which, hey, love their hair queen. And also, I think some of you might have lost your dancing shoes. I think some of you might have left your dancing shoes at home. Because why the hell were so many of you standing still? Holy fuck. Is this the Die With a Smile crowd of it all, where they were like, oh, I love that little song of hers with Mr. Bruno Mars. Let me go buy a ticket to this tour and check it out. And then they stand there the whole time like in a fucking trance. What are we doing? Dance. Dance or die. Did you not fucking hear her? Like, I actually, you guys don't deserve Lady Gaga. You don't deserve Lady Gaga. And actually, it's so easy to spot a super fan versus a fucking fraud versus a fucking Die With a Smiler. And you know what? I get it. Anyone can go to the shows. I'm not even trying to gatekeep and be like, you can't come see Lady Gaga unless you're a mega fan. I'm not even trying to be like that. But I don't care who you are. If you go to a Gaga show and you only know one song, you better be fucking dancing. Like, I can't. When I tell you, in the rows in front of and behind me, it was me and one guy in front of me that was dancing. And we kept looking at each other and I was like, I see you, you see me. And even at one point he turned around and was like, can you see all right, queen? And I was like, you know what? I can just fine, but thank you for asking. All right. Notice how he didn't ask any of you other bitches. All right. Because he sees me and I see him and we're in alignment. We're the only two people dancing in this fucking section. I can't. I literally can't. It's just angering to me because Gaga is giving us one of the best performances I've seen her do. This is one of her strongest tours in so long. She's fucking incredible. And sometimes I feel like the audience doesn't match her. And it's not the fans. Let me say that. Because you can see the super fans. And the super fans are dancing. But you have so many goddamn normies. We need to get Die With a Smile off the radio. We need to get it off the radio. I keep saying that I need Gaga to start betraying the general public. I need Gaga to start taking those singles off the fucking set lists. Particularly the 4 lead singles from the Fame. I think we can start cutting those. Can I say that? Is that crazy? I have seen those songs performed live enough times. I don't need to see Paparazzi live ever again. Like, we don't need all 4. We don't need Just Dance, Poker Face, Love Game, and Paparazzi. Like, pick 2. Pick 2, leave the other 2. I believe we need to start betraying the general public and giving the super mega fans what they want. Get rid of Paparazzi and give me Dance in the Dark. Get rid of Poker Face and give me Marry the Night. Get rid of Love Game and give me... what else do I want? Get rid of Love Game and give me Heavy Metal Lover, okay? What the fuck am I even stuttering for? Like, I need us... collectively, hey Lady Gaga, if you're listening to this, I think we need to start betraying the general public more. I need these people to either get with the shit and start dancing and get in their funky ass costumes or stay home. And again, I'm of the belief that everyone should come to enjoy the musical stylings of Lady Gaga at least once in their life. However, you need to not be a buzzkill while you're there. You need to not be a fucking lump on a log at the Gaga show. You need to not be bringing the vibes down, okay? I better see you shaking ass in the pit, or I'm sending you home with a note that you have to show your parents in shame because you were not dancing in the motherfucking pit. And instead you were taking 100 photos and videos and editing them on Lightroom in the middle of the show. What? Sorry, what? Not at Madison Square Garden. Not at Lady Gaga's Madison Square Garden. Some of you need to be punished. And don't worry, it's coming. Your reckoning is coming, bitch. All right, what's the drama? What's the juice? What's been going on in your lives? Let's take a look at this submission box. Hi, Maddie, longtime listener, first-time caller at the weekly sleepover. I'm looking for advice on how to better support my partner. My boyfriend and I have been dating for almost 6 months now, and it's been going amazing. We'd been friends for years, so we had a previously established level of trust and connection that's made this a very special relationship for me. And he's been such a sweet and romantic person throughout. When we first started dating, I had recently gotten out of an abusive relationship, and he has been a major support to me while I've been healing from my previous experience. He's been so emotionally healing to me throughout this process, and I want to be that support system for him as well. He's been going through a lot of stress at work, and I can tell it's taking a major toll on him. He's opened up to me about this quite a bit, but I find that I haven't been able to help him in the same way that he's been able to help me. He sometimes seems to be a bit crestfallen after our conversations about this, and his stress has not really been very relieved after opening up to me. I feel like this could be because I don't really know how to balance being supportive and validating while also providing material advice or assistance to reduce his suffering. A lot of his stress comes from being very self-critical, and I try to stop myself from telling him, you're too hard on yourself, but I can't always help it. We're also middle distance, meaning he's a few hours away and I can only see him every couple weekends. So some of my attempts to help him have been hampered by our conversations needing to be over the phone. I've told this to my therapist and she replied that I don't have the responsibility to make him feel better, which is probably true. But I want to, and I feel like it's the least I can do after he's been so helpful to me. Do you have any advice on how to be more supportive to him? Am I feeling too responsible for his feelings? Your big sister insight is very appreciated. Well, I think multiple things can be true at once. Like, agree with your therapist in the sense that it is not squarely on your shoulders to relieve him of his stress and make everything sweet for him. And your value as a partner is not in your ability to, snap your fingers and make things better or find the perfect combination of words and phrases to say to your partner to make everything sweet for them. That is not a job that falls squarely on your shoulders. That's not a responsibility you have to take on. You are not a failing partner if you're not able to do that. And yeah, it just, that shouldn't be something that makes you critical of yourself and how you show up in the relationship. That being said, it's always a good thing to want to learn how to be a better support person for someone that you love. It's always good to be curious about how you can best support someone. And I think that we as a collective community sometimes forget the lost art of just asking. I think that sometimes people feel like they have to intuitively know what to say to someone when something is wrong or the best way to spring into action, a piece of advice to give them. But I think the truth is that everybody needs different things at different points in time and are coming into these conversations when you're talking about stress or something you're going through, looking for a different kind of response. Your partner might not want advice. They might not want you to try to fix what's going on for them. They might just want you to listen and nod your head and say, yeah, that sounds like a lot. That fucking sucks. That might be all they genuinely want. They might not be expecting you to come up with a list of solutions, possible solutions to their problem. Maybe it's a kind of, if it's work-related stress and a lot of it comes from this like internal voice of theirs, maybe they are aware of what the problems are, but there are roadblocks in the way to fixing it right now in this present moment. I feel like a lot of times with work stuff, that is the case where you're like, upset or stressed out in this work situation, but there's nothing you can really do in the immediate day to day to make that better. All you can do is sort of vent, get it off your chest, and then, carve out pockets of joy in your day to day life, whether that's, scheduling time to be with your friends, scheduling an alone time, going to see a movie, a concert, doing something you love. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes that's all you can do. There's not like an immediate solution you can take. But I think that people feel this pressure to know what people need intuitively and to know without them telling you. And I think that there is a lot of power and missed connection in looking at people you love and asking them, how can I best show up for you right now? Like, what is it that would be helpful for you from me? Are you looking for advice? Do you just want a listening ear? Is it something that you want help distracting yourself from? Like, how can I best show up for you? And sometimes people don't know the answer. And that's when you go, okay, great, let's figure it out together. And you can sort of, be present with them, sit in it with them, listen to them. And if you do have something insightful to share with them, then by all means. But you are not required to solve the problems of the people that you love. That's not where your value as a person in their life lies. When I come to my friends or my parents or my siblings with a problem in my life, or even when I come to my therapist and I talk to her, I pay her. Okay. I come to my therapist with a problem that I'm going through, something that I'm struggling with. I'm not expecting any of those people to give me a solution. I think for me, what I'm expecting is that my friend or my therapist or my mom or my sister sits and listens to me asks me questions and, is just present with me while I'm figuring out and working through it myself. I don't want anybody else to try to solve my problems for me, unless they really magically could. If it's an easy thing where I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. I have to, figure out a way to get from my apartment to the airport tomorrow. And Uber doesn't exist anymore. It's been eradicated. Like, there's no way for me to do it. And my friend's like, oh, I can drive you. Like, if you can solve my problem, then please do. But if this is something that's out of your control, out of my control, I'm not expecting you to solve it. I'm not even expecting you to give me sound fucking advice if this is a situation that you've never been in before. As a friend, as a support system to me, I'm just asking you to be there for me, to listen, to try to understand me, to ask me questions. That is helpful. Even if it doesn't solve the problem, you help push me along in discovering what I need to do to solve my own problem. I think sometimes there's this pressure to make things all better for people because they have been major to us, and you just want to, wrap them up and make them feel as good as they make us feel. Totally understandable. But there's this pressure to know intuitively what it is that they need without asking that I think is unnecessary. And I think that if you want to be a better support system to your partner, especially when you're dealing with this middle distance, there is nothing wrong with asking and asking them, how can I be a better support system to you while you're going through all of this stress from a distance? What would be helpful to you? What would feel good? Because whatever it is, I want to do it. But yeah, there's no need to guess. And there's no need to put all that pressure on yourself because it takes a village at the end of the day. Your partner can't rely on only you the same way that you can't rely on only them. That's what I would say. Hi, Maddie. I recently came across your podcast after a friend of mine introduced me to it, and I figured submitting my question here would be beneficial. Taste. Hey, friend who introduced you to this podcast. You're doing the Lord's work. Boots on the ground, exposure of the pod. Love it. You're on my payroll now. My question is, when should you give a person you met on a dating app your social media? I've only recently entered the world of dating apps and haven't moved past talking via messages. I live in a rather small town, so most of the folks I'm talking to are at the bare minimum of 3 or more hours away. I'm not a big poster on my socials, and I'm not worried about how people will perceive me because of them. However, something about sharing my social media with another person feels weirdly intimate. Most of the people who have asked me for my socials have been people I've been talking to for less than a week. Some have been even less than 24 hours. It just feels uncomfortable to give a complete stranger my social media without knowing where the relationship will go. Please let me know your thoughts and what you would do in this situation. Honestly, I agree. This is a very divisive, I think it's divisive actually, topic. I think this is something that some people feel really strongly in one direction and some people feel really strongly in the other. My specific relationship with social media definitely informs my perspective here, but I understand kind of all perspectives on this one and whatever people want to do. I'm not personally offended by any of the reasons why people either think you should share social media or you shouldn't. I think the people who are on the should train are, it's the catfish of it all, wanting to verify someone's identity and be a little bit more certain before meeting someone in person. Fair enough. And then to the people who don't want to share out social media because you don't want to share so much of your life and yourself with someone before meeting them and getting to experience that in person. I also understand that. And that's kind of the camp that I fall into. I also don't give out my social media until I've met someone in person. You living several hours away from the people that you're going on dates with maybe informs this a little bit as well. Because it's like, I'm not giving people my social media until after we've met in real life. But when I meet someone on a dating app, I'm usually scheduling a date within the same week that we match. So it's not like there's an extended amount of time where we're talking on the phone because I don't like doing that. I want to meet someone and then immediately take it off the app in person. I don't like all the communication on the phone. But the reason why I don't give people my social media is because there's a lot for them to look at. So if somebody has my Instagram, or literally just my Instagram, you can find all my other accounts through the Instagram, obviously. But even if I just give someone my Instagram, before meeting me, they can learn so much about me. Before ever having a conversation with me face to face, they can learn about all of my best friends, all of my recent vacations, my siblings. They can hear about my love life online. They can read poetry that I've written. Like, these people get access to a lot of information about me, which is fine. It's just information that I would like to tell people face to face. It's conversations that I would like the opportunity to have myself. Right? I'm fine with people knowing all these things about me. I would just love to also take part in the experience of you learning that about me. I've talked about this before, sometimes feeling like, obviously I love my job. I love this podcast. I love doing social media and sharing bits of my life in creative, artistic ways. That's fun to me. That is what being a creative, artistic person is, no matter what your medium is. You're sharing intimate parts of yourself in, a creative way, whether you're a musician or you do YouTube videos or you're a photographer or whatever it is. I love doing that. And also, sometimes people that I know will watch my videos or listen to my podcast, and maybe they resonate with something that I say, or they learn something about me and they're like, oh, that's so cool. And if we were in person, they would have a question for me, or they'd be able to relate to me and we'd have this moment of connection. But because they learn this thing while listening to my show virtually, they never bring it up with me, or they never ask me about it because they already know the answer, or they don't want to seem creepy for watching the show. And so I miss out on having this moment of connection with people because they think it's weird if they bring it up with me. And I end up feeling like I'm missing out on all of these moments of connection with people because they're learning things about me off social media that they're then scared to bring up with me IRL. So let this just be a PSA to people. Never, ever be embarrassed about referencing my content to me. If we meet in real life and you come up to me and you're like, oh, when you said this in your videos, or this subject, or you have a question for me or something, never feel weird about it. I feel like so often people will be like, oh, bro, that's probably so weird that I watched that video, or it's probably so weird. I'll be like, I feel so parasocial right now. And I'm like, it's actually weirder if you just never say anything to me at all. It's actually way shittier if you learn all these things about me and have all these questions, or know the points of connection that we would have, and when we have an opportunity to actually connect on those things, you don't take it because you think it's going to be weird. I make videos and podcasts and do all this stuff so that people listen to them, so that people watch them. It's never weird to me if you say, I watched this thing that you put out with the intention of people watching it. That's not weird or uncomfortable for me at all. What is uncomfortable for me is when people constantly apologize for it. I would rather people just be like, hey, I saw this thing that you posted. I saw this topic that you were talking about on the podcast. I have so much to say about that, and I'd love to get into it with you. And I'd be like, let's fucking do it, bestie, because I love nothing more than getting into it with people. But I think that sometimes people that know me in real life will do that. Well, they'll listen to the show, watch my videos, but then never actually tell me about it. And I would just love, specifically with the people that I'm dating, I would love the opportunity to be a part of the process of them getting to know me, and not them get to know me through these pre-recorded videos that I have of myself, which are, some of the same stories that I'm going to tell them. Obviously, you can't learn all about me through the parts of me that I'm willing to share. There's obviously so much of my private self that they're going to get to know through me directly, but even parts of my public self and like stories that I've told on this show that I would love to tell a partner in catching them up on all of my fucking lore, that like I would love to be in the room with you telling you that story live. Like, I don't want you to watch this recording of me talking about it. I just want to tell you, and me be involved in that too. Does that make sense? Like, sometimes I just feel like I'm being robbed of these more intimate moments if people watch too much of my content when we are seeing each other, getting to know each other for the first time. I love when friends and people that I know watch my videos. I just hate when people don't talk to me about it, but they want to. You know what I mean? If you have something to say, please say it. I love it. I love talking to you. I love experiencing those moments of connection and similarity and everything with you. Let me in. Let me back in. It's like I'm there, but it's an old version of myself, a past version that pre-recorded this thing and edited it to send it out to you. And you have a response to it, but you don't want to bring it up with me because you think it's weird. It's like, actually, it's not. Anyways, eventually I give people my social media because it's a big part of my life. And I do want the people that I'm dating to know about it and to watch it and to understand what it is that I do and how important it is to me, and to just know my passion and know what it is that I do with my day-to-day life. Like, I want them to know this side of me. I just don't want them to use knowing this as a replacement for actually getting to know me. So in early dating specifically, I don't give up my social media until we've met face to face. And even then, I don't bring it up. So if someone else, I could go like 3, 4, 5 dates and not exchange social media, because to me, it's not, I would like to go as long as possible without exchanging social media. If someone did ask me after we met in real life, after one date, I would give it out if somebody asked me for it, but I would probably also vocalize to them that I would prefer. They can obviously go watch, go take a look. I'm not telling you don't. You can watch whatever you want to watch. And also, I would love the opportunity to introduce you to me and tell you about all of these stories and moments in real life. So go ahead, take a look, take a peek. I would just hope that you don't overindulge in my life virtually, because I would love to have those moments with you myself. But that's because I post so much. If I posted less, I probably wouldn't have the take that I do have. If I posted less, I might actually have the opposite opinion. But because posting is a part of my job, I I just want to be able to speak for myself, basically, even though it is me speaking, but I don't get to experience that. You know what I mean? Does it make sense? I feel like it does make sense. So I'm not going to gaslight myself. It makes 100% sense, Queen. I was born to understand your visions because they're mine. Anyways, regardless of whatever your reason is, I think that it is fair to want to swap social media or also not want to swap social media. I also hate when people ask me for my number off Hinge. I'll give you my number after we've met up in person. Before we've met up for that first date, I don't want to text you at all. It actually annoys me when people are like, instead of just asking me on a date on Hinge, they're like, what's your number? I'm like, do you need it? You already have a direct pathway to communicate with me and ask me on a date, and you're all fucking distracted about collecting my phone number. How about you get that later on if we deem you worthy of those digits? Okay? Stop being a little freak about it and just ask me out on a date. I need your phone number first so I can ask you out on a date on a different text thread. Like, what? Just ask me out in Hinge. And if we keep seeing each other, then I'll give you my number. I just am like, I don't need to be all intertwined with people I don't know. Actually, okay, as I'm talking through this, I'm realizing the other reason, if I didn't post a lot, why I still wouldn't want to connect with someone on social media. And it's because I hate following strangers. I've talked about this on the Patreon a relatively significant amount recently, like how weird people are with following and unfollowing on social media. Now, I've never personally understood that because I unfollow people like a motherfucker, and it means nothing at all. When I unfollow people, it is literally simply because I don't know you and we don't talk. That's it. Maybe we knew each other at one point in time, but we didn't keep in contact, and then we just don't know each other. And when I go on Instagram, I want to see my friends' posts. And if my feed is clogged up with people I don't know, that sucks. So a lot of times I will follow people. I meet people in passing all the time in life, and I will follow them, but I probably won't stay following them for a long time if we don't actually keep in touch with each other. And I feel like with dating apps, most of those people, you don't stay in touch. And then you're just following a bunch of random fucking people. And I would unfollow them, but then they just follow me perpetually forever. These fucking lurkers, watching eyes. I'm going to see Lurker tonight, actually. That movie. I wonder if it connects to what we're saying right now. Interesting. Anyways, I just feel like I don't care to witness the lives of random fucking people that I passed by briefly on a dating app that I don't know. I don't know you. I don't care what you're doing. And you don't have to care what I'm doing either, actually, because you don't know me either. And it's actually totally fine if you want to unfollow me at any given point. I will not be offended at all. So I don't want to connect with someone on social media and be kept up to date on their life. Even if I'm not posting as frequently as I do, and they're the ones that are posting more than I am, like, I don't care. It's like we're either going to meet up and hang out and be something or we're not. And I don't really want to be connected until we meet up. Once we meet up face to face, we can connect. But before that, I'm not really interested. That said, I do understand the other side of this take, the perspective of people that want to connect on social media right away. I also understand that. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. But if you don't want to share social media, you don't have to. It's really whenever you feel comfortable. It doesn't really matter what I think or what the majority of people think. If you are not comfortable giving strangers that you meet on dating apps your social media, you absolutely do not have to. Doesn't really matter what other people think or don't think. So this response could have been much quicker than it actually was in practice. I don't know how to trust my young heart. I've dated someone recently who is 5 years older than me. I'm 22 and he's 27. I am often a really guarded person because I'm so scared of the complications and vulnerability of opening up, but also scared of hurting myself and my naivete. I hate that word. This person came into my life in a beautiful way where I admired who they were so much before I was ever physically attracted to them, and then feelings came organically for me for the first time in years. They made me feel so comfortable and safe, but they were going away traveling as we got closer, and I decided I wanted to follow it through as a way of honoring that I was opening up, and we slept together after our second date the day before he left to travel. I'd been getting to know him for much longer, and he said so many things that made me feel like I was really seen and respected. Flash forward to him coming back. He seems so much more distant, and he tells me he wants to go slow. But then all he's given me is so much distance and lack of any communication. He said, let's go for coffee, and then has still not asked me when I'm free after an entire month. And we've seen each other around friends since then. We kissed the day he came back, but now I'm feeling so desperate to just end it so that I'm not waiting for him to slowly get around to telling me that he doesn't want anything. But I'm so aware that my brain is much less rational because I'm younger. Am I just feeling too insecure? Is he, as an older person, just happier to take the time he needs to process such a difficult shift in his life coming home, and was saying, let's be slow enough to communicate that? I can't help but distrust myself because I think my youth makes me erratic, and that stops me saying how I feel. Should I listen to my young heart? Who told you that just because you're young, that makes you inherently irrational and unable to make good decisions? I think that's maybe kind of a self-limiting belief that we need to undo a little bit. Just because you're young doesn't mean that you don't have your finger on the pulse and can tell when something is off. You're 22. You're not 15, like you're not a child. You're a young adult. Did I still have a lot of growing to do when I was 22? Absolutely. But I was not an idiot. So you don't need to treat yourself like you're an idiot. So just to recap myself here. You've known this guy for a while. You were friends. Something sort of bloomed organically over time. You guys ended up going on some dates. After your second date, you had sex. And then he went off traveling. When he came back, he's been super distant. but has still vocalized that he wants to get to know you, but wants to go slow. He said you guys should go for coffee, but then never put in any effort to plan it. So you haven't seen each other over the last month in like a directed way. You've seen each other in passing through mutual friends, but that has been it. And you did see each other the day he came back and you kissed then, but it's been sort of a month of nothing since. You're allowed to feel weird about that. That's allowed to not work for you. You're allowed to want something different than he is giving you right now. What you don't have to do is sit there quietly and just take what he's giving you because you want to appear so rational and level-headed and easygoing. We don't need to do that. For sure, 100%, we do not need to do that. It's fine for him to want to go slow. It's fine for him to want some distance to figure himself out or do whatever the fuck is going on in his life. I don't know what his deal is. That's all fine. What's not fine is the lack of communication and the lack of telling you if he is not ready to date. That's a little bit more than like, oh, I just want to go slow, and then you don't talk for a month. That's not the same thing. And you're not required to sit around and wait while he figures out if he's ready for you or not. I don't know what the deal is there or what's going on, but if I were you and I was interested in someone and they were like, oh, let's just go slow, and we kissed, and then they're like, okay, we'll go to coffee soon, and then I don't hear from them for a month, I would be done with that. Personally, I would not be sitting around waiting for someone that is not putting in effort to get to know me and progress things. If you're not ready for something, that's fine, but I'm not gonna move at this glacial pace and wait around for you just because you're not ready. We're not on the same page. We're not ready for each other. Okay, I'm gonna go off and do my own thing then. You are not required to wait until he wants you. Like, you are not required to wait around and just be agreeable and patient and be like, oh, maybe I'm being irrational. No, you're not. It's actually super normal person style to, when you are getting to know someone and you've had sex with them, to want to talk intimately more often than once a month. That's actually super regular person style. So stop telling yourself that you are less rational. Let yourself have an opinion. Let yourself really deeply know and understand what it is that you want and analyze whether or not this person is capable of giving it to you. And know that you don't have to wait around for anyone to be ready for you. I wish that I could drill that into my younger self's brain. I wish that I could go back in time and tell past Maddie that you are not of any obligation to wait around for someone to be ready for you. Just because you have all of these positive memories together and they made you feel so seen and understood and cared for, all of those things can be true and you can still be completely wrong for each other. And I think sometimes you just have to accept that things have taken a turn. And what we thought it was at first, what we hoped it was at first, is maybe not what it is right now. And that's okay. And also, you don't have to wait for that thing to change. I would actually encourage that you don't wait for that thing to change. What's meant to be will be. We don't have to wait around for things. If it's going to happen, it will, regardless of how long we, wait around for it to happen. But stop telling yourself that you are too young to come to these conclusions yourself. It sounds like things were really beautiful before he, traveled, came back, and he's been super distant. But you are recognizing a shift in behavior. You are recognizing something has changed. Don't gaslight yourself into thinking that it hasn't and telling yourself that you're being over dramatic or irrational and just letting him take the lead entirely. What the hell? No. Something is off here. Something doesn't feel good. So let's address it head on and make sure that you are really being matched by the people that you're seeing intimately. With that, I'm going to throw it on over to the post show. So if you're interested in hearing more from me, you can head on over to the Patreon, where I do an extended post podcast after show where we chat about even more things that I don't want to talk about on the main pod because they're just too goddamn juicy. So come join me over there. Would love to see ya. Mwah. See you next week.